How y'all doing tonight? Well, it's Sunday. I'm going to try to do something simple here. And got to look around the pantry, found a few things, and I got some quick mix to a little beef stroganoff, kind of a beef and noodles thing, one of these box dinners, but I'm going to tighten up a little bit for you. So I'm going to start off by browning down some ground meat, and it's 80-20 blend. I'm browning off here in a pot. I've got about 2 pounds. I'm going to brown it, and then I've got some andouille sausage I'm going to brown off after that. I'm going to stir this meat around this oil and get it brown. Now I will say this, I used to just pour a little water in there and just kind of stir it around and brown it real quick, but that's really not browning the meat. That's just boiling it, and you don't get that sear on those little pieces of meat, and that gives a lot of flavor. So the best way is just take the time, put your little vegetable oil in there, get your meat in there, and stir it around. It'll only take you about 5 minutes. You got to have your pot up to about medium-high heat, and just brown it off. And then we're going to drain it. Okay, this meat looks good and brown now. Been on there about 5 minutes. It's just been stirring around. I'm going to take it off the heat. Now I got me a colander over here in the sink. And I'm going to just drain it. Pour it all off in there. Get it drained. Now, put that pot back on the stove. Come over here, we'll get this andouille sausage. And we'll put this in there. Just andouille brown it. Now we'll get this andouille browning down. It'll take just a couple minutes here. And we'll put it off over there in the sink as well. But like I said, we're going to stir this around until it just gets a nice little bit crisp edge on it on the outside. Just to get it brown and get that good flavor and bring some of that fat out of there. Okay, the sausage is looking good and browned up there. Got a good color to it. Go ahead and bring it on over here. Put it in a pot with ground meat. Now, we got just a little bit of oil there in the bottom of the pot, a little bit of fat from that sausage. And we'll go ahead and get some onions. I got about 1 onion chopped up. Get that going in there. Got 3 serrano peppers I chopped up. I de-seeded 2 of them. 1 left seeds in. We'll get that in there. Turn these around just for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get these onions a little sauteed a little bit. Get some of that grease soaked up in the onions. Kind of deglaze that pan. I also got some of this rotel, hot rotel. A little bit of that in there, maybe about half a can. There we go. Rotel, tomatoes, and peppers. I'm going to stir all this around just for a minute. I'm going to let some of this water evaporate out of here. Now I'm going to come back and we'll start adding some of the other ingredients. Okay, the vegetables are really starting to cook down now. A lot of that water out of them. I'm going to add some seasoning. I've got some black pepper, a little steak seasoning I like, some garlic powder, slap your mama, and some Greek Cavenger seasoning. Add a little bit of this to the mix, the vegetables in there. Just stir that around now. Now it's going to be time to start adding some more liquid. So we've got about 2 cups of beef stock. Go ahead and start adding that to the vegetables. Got the beef stock in there. And I've got a quart of milk, 2% milk. Add this milk in there too. So we really got a soup here. Now I'm going to stir this up a little bit. Now I'm still on about medium heat up there. I'm going to turn my heat up a little bit, about medium high. And I'm going to add, this is the stuff that comes in a package. This is powder. It's mainly flour with a little seasoning in it. Stuff just to thicken the stroganoff up and give it some flavor. We'll go ahead and add it. We'll start stirring it around. And once I get this mixed in, I'm going to add my meat back here in just a minute. Okay, we've got the powder mix all mixed in there to the milk and the broth and vegetables. I'm going to add the noodles. So I got about 2 cups of just looks like egg noodles there. I'm going to add them to the mixture. Now I figured I'd add them before the meat because they'd be a little bit hard to mix in. We got them mixed in. Then I'm going to come back with my meat here. We got that sausage, that andouille, good smoked sausage, and I've got the ground meat. Just add all that right down in there. And get this mixed up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to let it sit here on high heat for just a minute, but keep stirring until it comes to a boil. When it comes to a boil, I'm going to put that lid on over there. Let it sit here and simmer. I'm going to turn it down to low for about 10 to 12 minutes. And we'll all be getting right by then. So I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, it's been sitting here simmering for about 12 minutes now. Let's see what kind of consistency we got. So look at there. That's pretty dang good. Not quite as thick as I'd like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat down. Turn this heat always off. Might even move this off the burner over here. Just going to let it sit open without the lid on there for about 5 minutes and let some of this water evaporate. And we'll come back and see just how thick it'll get. But it looks good. So it got to sit here for about 5 or 6 minutes. And it's really thickened up like I want it to. It really looks good to me. You know, it's not all the way homemade or anything, but sometimes we just don't have all the time we want to be able to cook something from scratch. So it's just one of those nights when you can actually take a box dinner and put some of your own twist on it, add some ingredients, and really make you a good dish. You know, I add some sausage and the vegetables and the stock and ingredients, and I really think it's going to come out good. So we'll see. I'll give it a taste here in a minute. I'm sure it'll be real good. Well, I tasted it and it turned out great. So I'm really happy with this recipe. The next time I'm in a pinch, I will try to replicate it again because it turned out really good.